Why is it that in some offices, the loudest voice gets the praise, while the hardest worker gets overlooked? You've seen it happen. You stay late, perfecting every detail of a project. You solve the problems no one else could. But when the big meeting comes, someone else, the one who barely lifted a finger, is suddenly the star of the show. Your boss beams at them. Everyone claps. And you're left sitting there thinking, how did they pull that off? This isn't just bad luck. This isn't about being too quiet or not selling yourself enough. This is about a certain kind of coworker. The one who doesn't just want to succeed. They want to succeed by taking credit for your success. The kind who knows how to charm the boss, rewrite history, and make themselves look like the hero of the team, at your expense. If you've ever felt invisible in a room you helped build, you're not alone, and you're not imagining it. In this video, we'll unpack exactly why this happens, how to spot the signs, and how to protect your work, your reputation, and your peace of mind. Stay with me, because what you're about to hear might change the way you see your workplace forever. You've been working on this project for weeks. Late nights, countless revisions, endless cups of coffee. You've double-checked every detail, solved every unexpected problem, and even helped other team members get their parts in order. By the time it's ready for presentation, you feel proud. Not in a loud, boastful way, but in that quiet satisfaction that comes from knowing you gave your best. Then comes the meeting. Everyone gathers in the conference room, or logs into the video call. Your coworker, the one who was sort of involved but never really carried their weight, suddenly steps up to the front. With a confident smile, they begin speaking. And as the minutes pass, you realize they're telling your story. Your solutions, your creative ideas, your data analysis. Every contribution you made presented as if it was their own. And the boss? Impressed, nodding, praising them for their leadership and innovative thinking. You sit there in disbelief, your heart pounding. Your mind races. Did I miss something? Did I not make it clear this was my work? Should I speak up right now? Would that make me look petty? By the end of the meeting, the applause is for them. The recognition, the praise, the email that goes out to the entire company, all with their name at the center. You leave feeling invisible in a room you helped build. What you just experienced is not just an unlucky fluke. It's a deliberate strategy, often used by a certain type of personality, the workplace narcissist. Now, when I say narcissist, I'm not talking about someone who simply takes a lot of selfies or likes to brag occasionally. Narcissistic personality disorder, NPD, or strong narcissistic traits go deeper. It's about a consistent pattern of manipulation, exploitation, and an unshakable need to be admired, no matter who gets stepped on in the process. In a workplace, a narcissist isn't always the one shouting orders. They can be charming, charismatic, and, at least on the surface, a team player. But behind closed doors, their main goal is simple: to position themselves as the indispensable star. Let's break down their favorite tactics. Gaslighting. This is when they subtly make you question your own reality. They might say things like, "Oh, I thought we agreed I would present it," even when no such agreement was made. Or they might act surprised that you even think you did most of the work. Over time, this erodes your confidence and makes you doubt your right to claim credit. Charm offensive. Narcissists know the power of image. They invest in looking good to the right people, especially higher-ups. They might bring the boss coffee, offer unsolicited updates that conveniently highlight their role, or drop casual mentions of their hard work in social settings. They craft a persona that makes it hard for others to believe they'd ever be manipulative. Strategic visibility. They make sure to show up at key moments. When the boss is watching, when the client is present, when the team is giving status updates. They might skip the long, grinding parts of the project, but they will always be there to take the final bow. Experiencing this kind of behavior repeatedly can be exhausting. You start to feel like no matter how hard you work, you'll never be recognized. You may even begin to internalize the blame, thinking you're not assertive enough, not political enough, not strategic enough. Over time, this takes a toll. Loss of motivation. Why bother going the extra mile if someone else will get the credit? Erosion of self-worth. You begin to question whether your contributions matter at all. Burnout. The combination of overworking and under-recognition drains your energy and enthusiasm. Workplace trauma. The constant invalidation can mirror the dynamics of emotional abuse, leaving long-term scars on your confidence. What's worse is that these effects can bleed into other areas of life. You might feel more hesitant to speak up in meetings, less confident in job interviews, or more anxious about sharing ideas, even outside of work. It's easy to think, how can the boss not see through this? But here's the truth. Narcissists are skilled at manipulating perceptions. Most managers are busy. They don't have the bandwidth to monitor every detail of every project. So they often rely on what they see and hear in key moments. And narcissists are masters of controlling those moments. There's also the human bias toward confidence. Someone who speaks with certainty, makes bold claims, and presents with charisma can often seem more competent than someone who quietly delivers results. This is especially true in cultures that reward visibility over substance, where being seen doing the work can matter more than actually doing it. On top of that, narcissists often position themselves as the problem solvers in the boss's eyes, swooping in at the last minute to save a situation they may have created or neglected in the first place. It's a performance, and unfortunately, it works more often than we'd like to admit. So, how do you protect yourself? The first step is to recognize the signs early. Does this coworker always insert themselves at the end of projects? Do they frequently reframe events in a way that gives them more credit? Do they avoid the heavy lifting but show up for the applause? Once you see the pattern, documentation becomes your best friend. Keep written records of your contributions, emails, project logs, draft files. Send progress updates directly to your manager or team, highlighting key milestones you've completed. Where possible, include your name on presentations, documents, and shared files. This isn't about being petty. It's about making sure your work has a traceable history. Finally, find subtle but effective ways to build your own visibility. Speak up in meetings about your progress. Volunteer to present your own work. Loop in your boss regularly, not just at the end of a project. You don't have to fight fire with fire, but you do need to make sure your voice is heard and your work is seen. If this has happened to you, I want you to hear this clearly. It's not because you're not good enough. It's not because you lack talent, skill, or dedication. It's not because you failed to play the game, or because you're too quiet. It's because someone else made it their mission to shine. By dimming your light. People with strong narcissistic traits often operate from a place of insecurity. Even if they seem confident on the outside, they crave validation, admiration, and a sense of superiority so intensely that they're willing to bend the truth, manipulate perceptions, and step over others to get it. Your worth is not determined by how they treat you, and your value is not diminished because someone else took credit for your work. While you can't change a narcissist's behavior, you can change how you respond to it. Here are strategies that can help you protect both your work and your peace of mind. Document everything. Keep a clear trail of your contributions. Emails, project drafts, version histories, even screenshots if necessary. Use collaborative tools that track authorship and timestamps, so there's an undeniable record of your input. Communicate directly and proactively. Don't wait for someone else to tell your story. Send periodic updates to your boss or stakeholders, mentioning your progress and achievements without arrogance. Example. Here's the updated version of the report I've been working on this week. I've integrated the new data and finalized the recommendations section. Own your presence in key moments. If possible, volunteer to present your own work. If your coworker offers to handle it, politely but firmly say, "Thanks, but I'd like to walk the team through my process so they can ask me questions directly." Build strategic relationships. Don't let the narcissist be the only one in the boss's ear. Cultivate professional connections across the company so more people see your contributions firsthand. This isn't playing politics. It's making sure your efforts are visible to more than one person. Protect your mental health. Remember that constant exposure to manipulative behavior can drain you emotionally. Take breaks, talk to trusted friends, or seek support from a therapist if the situation is deeply affecting your confidence or stress levels. It's tempting to fight fire with fire, to use the same manipulative tactics in order to win in the office. But here's the thing. Once you start playing their game, you risk becoming like them. Instead, focus on playing your game. Be visible, but not fake. Be assertive, but not aggressive. Be strategic, but still collaborative. And remember, a narcissist's reputation often catches up with them over time. While they may win in the short term, consistent manipulation leaves a trail. Eventually, people notice. Colleagues grow wary. Trust erodes. And when that happens, those who have consistently shown integrity stand out even more. One of the most empowering things you can do is shift your focus from "how do I stop them?" to "how do I make sure my work speaks for itself?" You can't control whether a narcissistic coworker tries to take credit, but you can make it harder for them to succeed at it. And you can make sure your own name, skills, and contributions are consistently associated with quality and reliability. This means speaking up when it matters, backing up your claims with evidence, building a professional brand that is too solid to be overshadowed. When your reputation is built on both competence and character, no amount of smoke and mirrors can fully erase it. If you've been through this, if you've walked out of a meeting feeling invisible, if you've stayed quiet while someone else claimed the spotlight, I want you to know, you're not alone, and you're not powerless. Your value is not determined by who gets the applause. Your worth is not measured by who signs the email announcement. And your impact is not erased just because someone else put their name on your work. Sometimes, the recognition you deserve won't come from your current environment. Sometimes, it's the skills, resilience, and professionalism you've built that will carry you to a place where your contributions are seen, respected, and rewarded. If this video spoke to you, I'd love to hear your story in the comments. You never know. Your experience might help someone else realize they're not imagining things. And if you have a few minutes right now, grab a coffee, sit back, and watch our next video. It might just give you the clarity and the courage you've been looking for.